You win on the CSS first. However, that doesn't make me not respect players and or see players that want to drive characters that aren't the best player, the best character in the game. Hell, maybe not even top tiers, as we see Palutena, a top tier from another age, probably still top tier, I don't know, like depends on how big your top tier is. And then a generally consensus high tier in Sheik come to play, and both players really dedicated to this as their craft. And I'm just excited to see off of that alone. Solid movement from Webb into a double parry, but Marvale doesn't get punished from it.
Right.
Like this is going to be some good Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a different pace compared to last time, where both these guys are, you know, going to be very heavily reliant on their combos, especially with Marvale. Again, like I talked about in that Jackal Webb match, right, where it's like you're going to have a character like Sheik who relies on getting all these strings off, whereas Jackal can find straight hits and, you know, follow up on that, especially with Nair like Palutena. So if Marvale can find his damage off, looking for those down airs which hit low profile characters or even small characters like Sheik, it's going to be very, very scary.
That was so needlessly risky. Like, you see a charge up smash. Instead of get up attacking it, Webb hopped off and did a double jump to evade the active frames, of which there are many.
There are, and it's very tall.
So, you know, Webb showing off a little bit there, as well as with that drag down up air and reading the teleport cancel. Webb certainly putting on a display, putting some of that momentum that he has gained in throughout this loser's run to good use. But Marvale letting it launch, leaving himself very much open for that whiff punish there. Finds the tipper down tilt into up air, and it's Webb taking the first stock and looking pretty good. But the chase down even better from Marvale. That's not just a whiff punish, that's a hard-ass read.
It really is. And he doesn't even go for back air. He knows that forward air is going to be the better option there. Doesn't want to readjust his position, because if he does, he might miss it. So very good stuff to Marvale. Find that and find these nairs as well. So 38% down into the explosive flame. Oh, looking for that down air.
Sometimes you got to make plays in order to make those, to turn that corner in a set. And respecting that Webb as a good player means that making the big play early can sometimes set up the safe play later and the safe stocks, because Webb might be expecting something big.
Right.
Of course, that assumes that there is a later, and Webb is going to, and he's not just going to get run over in 3 games, but Marvale is certainly a talented enough player in order to make this game, make the set go to game 5.
Right. Looking for that ledge trump potentially into that down air, or just set up for that down air. He's looking for the spike really, really bad, because he knows that once Sheik is in this, like in a deficit.
We paused there waiting for the back throw.
Yeah, I was like, is that gonna kill? I was very concerned. But yeah, no, once, you know, Marvale has WebbJP in, you know, in lagging, kind of behind, then Marvale can play a little bit more comfortably. But right now, both these guys, even on stocks, never mind. And now Marvale can play a little bit more patiently.
Back throw number 2 ends up working for that stock. Great DI up there from Marvale, not getting caught in a weird tech scenario on the platform. Instead, Webb has to work for this stock and those reversal options. Again, big plays from Marvale. I'm in disadvantage on the long ledge here, but what if I ledge jump forward there? And what if I convert that into dash attack and then follow up on it? What if I keep the pressure on? What if I keep pressing buttons into you and force you to deal with that? Now you're Sheik at 68%. You take the stock here, but you've still got work to do.
A lot of work. And that's the thing that makes Sheik so tends to be very difficult to play as. The amount of work they have to put into just do 30%, whereas some characters like Palutena, all it takes is 2 nairs, right? So it's like, you have to be very, very wary of that. And we're seeing the work being put in by WebbJP right now with the down throw, trying to read a potential jump, because he knew that Webb was, you know, very much in the...
Oh my God!
Snatched. Right out from mid-air, that pivot grab went. Oh, DI was a little bit rough there, and adjusting the hurt box shifting in order to avoid the explosive flame. We're cutting thin hairs and riding a razor thin line, but it's making plays that Marvale is excelling at throughout this entire bracket. We had a hard read with the jump call out, a grab and a back throw to close out the stock that led off inward with a lot of damage, with plays off of ledge into like a nair into forward air, or a forward air into dash attack, and then another hard call out with that up tilt from reading the jump from Webb. Just making plays and making things happen is always going to separate how a matchup goes on paper for how it goes in practice.
Yeah, so I want to see if WebbJP kind of plays a little bit more grounded against Marvale on Hollow Bastion in game number 2, because he was in the air for the most part. And Palutena loves it when you're in the air, because she got up air, she got up tilt, you know, all these different options that will punish you, and it's she will die to that. So it's like, WebbJP, you got to be a little bit more careful, but I can't blame him for still trying to play the aerial game, because when he does, this is what he does. This is what he can do.
He's able to put together some really impressive strings, but answering back is Marvale. The down tilt, finding the 2-frame yet again. He's pushing and he's pressuring, yet sometimes that leaves you open to a plenty of whiff punishes. Webb is hunting.
And gets back down, nice. Now, something that I just realized, oh, the footstool? That's crazy. Gets the down tilt. I was gonna mention that Marvale doesn't really go for down tilt a lot too, potentially 2-frame, granted, up is kind of mostly, but you know, maybe catching WebbJP hang on ledge a little bit too long could allow Marvale to lead into a back air to get this kill. But speaking of kill, not gonna get it just yet. Webb is close. You know what he wants.
Yeah, he wants that down tilt. The run under, though, is even better. And then the empty movement from Marvale in order to find that pressure. He knows what can lead into stocks, and that's a drag down air into up tilt. That's a back throw. That could be any of these air dodge reads that Marvale seems ready to go for.
There you go.
But when you commit to any option that on the ground as Palutena, that leaves you very open to whiff punish. That's what Webb has continuously put his hat on.
Oh, I think you're dead here, right? Yep. Not much you can do there.
Yeah,
but
that's just a grab, yeah.
I love WebbJP's ability to maneuver around all these different traps, like auto reticle, like explosive flame, to recover. And that just goes to show just how good Sheik's mobility is, how well WebbJP is utilizing that to move around Marvale, find, you know, potential stray hits, find all these kills, gets that nair, the backer catches the mistech, and WebbJP all of a sudden is in the lead against the Marvale. That is crazy stuff from him.
That's brutal. That's a brutal tech to miss, but caught the jump with that F tilt as well, but went for the reset. Webb is certainly taking that to the bank, and this is what we saw in the previous set as well against Jackal, just taking these little opportunities and forcing Marvale to be good, be better even consistently. That's a really hard thing to accomplish. Despite game 1 going so well, game 2, Webb's got him on the ropes.
Definitely.
Waiting him out. Oh my lord.
Jeez, these jab ones into running off these nairs.
Platform slide offs, mixing in combos, having access to a platform is everything, and it's what these the center platform does so well. But an even better setup though is for Palutena, is putting you on ledge, and just as well as using these platforms. The tech scenario was there for Marvale, but Webb picking the right option. Whoa, trying for a footstool?
Jesus Christ.
I mean, at this percentage, right, when you're at high, you want to make sure that you can find these kills. And if that footstool guaranteed it, you know he was going to go for it no matter what.
So many of these teleports. Coverage is
there
everywhere. Coverage is everywhere. You find the down tilt. He sees the tech on the platform. So cover the platform. Oh, he slightly missed. So I'm going to run off platform, B reverse needles, and cover even more than that. It's just this flowing advantage state that is hard to truly replicate. And instead, you can either try to figure out the gaps, or in the case of me and you, just watch and all.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. Like we're talking as if we could do this. No. You gotta remember, man, how much WebbJP labs this stuff. How much effort. When I say effort, I mean effort from WebbJP.
Dude has stopped going to locals in order to grind and lab out new combos just for fun.
Yeah.
And honestly, based.
It works. And he shows no signs of stopping too. Like it's crazy how much this guy can find. All right, getting this jab, finding that jab. Oh, look at the bouncing fish. Are you dead? I mean,
there it is.
I was gonna say you're Palutena, but then, you know, missing that tech again. It's very uncharacteristic of Marvale, but you can definitely tell that it's getting to him. This amount of pressure from Webb is slowly but surely getting to Marvale, and it's showing from all these missed techs.
Meanwhile, Webb is getting that extra boon and extra boost from every single time one of his setups connects, from basic ones like a neutral get up trap to the like jab plat drop conversions on the other side. The hard stuff and the easy stuff gets going, you know that Webb is in another mode.
Right.
Kill the short hop to avoid the rising nair on the platform.
What a guy, right?
And I'm just...
Oh! Okay.
Dude, I'm popping off. I love this. This is so fun to watch. And wow, the weird trade there. Marvale answering very nice stuff. Just the down tilt in the back air. What can stop a flashy player in their tracks is just landing and punishing the consistent stuff. And if you're going to play around and be fancy off of ledge, this down tilt is ready and active for you.
And that was exactly what I was looking for from Marvale. Just using these down tilts
to be able to catch WebbJP hanging a little bit too much off stage. Speaking of hanging a little bit too much off stage, we're seeing Webb hang a little bit too much on stage, and it's causing Marvale a lot of distress right now as he goes into this few interactions with quite the percentage. And it's all gone down to 0 because of that stock. Fair play to Webb.
Yeah, chipping away with those needles and looking very refined from it. Fair out of shield, converting it into some big damage. Some hard SDI away and air dodging down from Marvale, able to get him out of what could have been a massive, massive combo. Wow, he anticipated the run-up grab even after the delay and spot dodged it in time.
Oh, okay. It's just back and forth with both these guys, but WebbJP finally catching Marvale jumping a little bit too much himself. So it's like, it's been a back and forth of who can find these reads, who can punish each other better. The B reverse needles is crazy.
Yeah, they're good. They're that, and Webb is one of the best Sheiks at focusing on needles. Right?
Yeah.
Like he made it an integral part of his game plan from the jump, while compared to other optimizations that other Sheiks tend to focus on.
Yeah.
Webb is all about the needles, and he's all about those tempered down tilts. And you will never see him miss that while it is in the window to hit. That is Webb taken up in the set 2-1. A fourth game on the horizon, and Webb is looking like he is not anywhere close to slowing down.
No, not at all. He definitely wants to get into this top 3. I mean, granted, you know, he's seeded. He's expected to go this far, right? And so, Marvale,
he had that first game down to the T, and that was just because he was able to punish a lot of WebbJP's approaches. Now WebbJP has flipped that book completely against Marvale. So now we're going back to Hollow Bastion. What can Marvale do in this position? He has to be able to read WebbJP, but now he's become very, very difficult to read.
So I do still enjoy him trying to play up tempo and make those extra plays, because those reads were giving him quite a bit. But finding setups to augment your offense or to focus your offense on can be the way that Hollow Bastion ends up playing out, and it can really make some big dividends, like an air dodge read there. Luckily, the landing hit of down air saved Webb in the nick of time. Yo, he reversed field to run over, empty cross up into landing there.
what more can you ask for? And the footstool.
He's mixing. He's in the tank. Meanwhile, Marvale is equally as in equally as prominent position, like utilizing the platform well early and focusing on what makes Palutena win games is ledge scenarios, but Webb's got answers for those with the needles from off ledge.
He was like, you want to up smash? Yeah, I'll do it to you. What a read from Marvale right there.
Got that one loaded in the chamber. You know, that's a couple of really, really hard reads that's kept Marvale in these games and even got him a game. Let's see if he's able to
No jump, by the way. Oh,
Ooh.
never mind. I lied. I thought he had no jump, which is why he was just getting hit consistently, but
That's just a full-on combo.
that's
Like,
just the way it is.
it's the way it works. Oh, Webb's hunting now.
He's thinking. Okay, gets that down there off Marvale.
I like this a lot from Marvale. He's really, really utilizing the platform in this game, as opposed to the small battlefield platforms not being always there for him to access. Hollow Bastion and Smashville, that platform is there and constantly present, ready and waiting for you to utilize in your conversions, and Marvale's taking advantage of it.
Right.
Oh, you're
Oh,
gone.
yeah. Not much you can do when WebbJP is just waiting, stalking you on that ledge.
So
And,
ready.
Yeah, every single time, I feel like he just has not missed that setup at all this entire set.
chooses to wait for the landing with that up air. Eventually, I feel like Marvale's going to have to make a big play vertically and not just horizontally with something like a forward air off stage. We saw that again earlier with an up tilt in order to take stock in game number 1. I'm waiting for some more of that, like whether it be with an up air or another up tilt.
Looks like we're entering the dying moments of this match. Oh, you see right there, he's looking for those reads, but
WebbJP just ready to pounce and gets that kill off.
again, he just does not miss that setup at all.
Hard nair, and then because you need the extra bit of damage and the extra bit of distance, you go for the full stack of needles and you get into the bouncing fish. It all confirms, but you're augmenting based on the percentage and the positioning and the wherewithal and just the amount of practice that all of that takes to recognize the moment and have your muscle memory do the rest. Like that's quintessential vintage WebbJP.
There you go.
Words have meanings, and WebbJP is certainly teaching everyone the meaning of Sheik as he puts himself into top 3 here this evening. Seeds being 1, 2, and 3 all being in the top 3. However, in a little bit of a different order.
Yeah.
Seed 3 and Syrup chilling at grand finals. Seed 1 and 2 facing off in losers finals here with Zomba and WebbJP set to square off in a best of 5 set.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
They're good. I can't wait to see how this goes because we're talking about, you know, WebbJP, who is going to be so consistent with getting his hits off. Especially those up airs, right? They have gotten so many stocks off. Again, Rob, big character, combo food, pretty much. I want to see what WebbJP does in these scenarios where Zomba is in disadvantage and catching out every single one of Zomba's options because he does have a lot. Rob does have a lot of options at disadvantage, like Nair, that can beat out almost, if not all, of Sheik's moves. So